Hello and welcome to the TAC, the Triumph Apex competition, DTM. This is season 2. This is season 2, and this is round 3. We're currently at the Nürburgring. And currently, it is qualifying. We're off with the qualifying. We have around 13 minutes left of the qualifying. And currently, Leventipek holds pole position with Lewis Ferrier second, and Nürburgring third, Bertekun fourth, and then the next 5 is Utku Güler, Hüseyin Sayit, Mert Sürer, Yaman Sahin, Sabri Kuvat Avcı, Bilal Akman, and in 11th is Fatih Sarıtaş. Currently in the driver's standings, Lewis Ferrier for S528 has 45 points. Cole Bradbury, driving also for S528, has 41 points. So they really need to hold their own here. And currently Lewis Ferrier, who is currently leading the championship, is second in this qualifying. If he manages to, go a bit faster during these qualifying laps, it could seriously benefit him overall in the championship, especially because his teammate Cole Bradbury is not racing today. I don't think he's racing today. It doesn't seem like he is. Levent Ipek, however, is third in the drivers, sorry. Levent Ipek is third in the drivers with 36 points. So that's only 19 points separating the two drivers. But currently, Lewandowski pick is like around more than half a second ahead of Lewis Ferrier in terms of lap time. So it is going to be difficult for Lewis Ferrier to catch up. Now, if you don't know, with the points, during the race, the point system is so that the winner gets 25 points, second place gets 20, third place gets 16, and the rest is 13, 11, 10, and then it goes down by 1. So, 9, 8, 7, yeah, right, until 15th, and then after 15th, no points. But currently, it seems like we'll get around 12 people driving, 12 drivers around the track. Meaning, even if you finish at last, you will get 4 points. Now, currently, the driver standings is Lewis Ferrier first, Cole Bradbury second, as I've said, Levent Ipek third with 36 points, Fatih Sarıtaş 24 points, Utku Güler with 19, Bilal Akman also on 19, Eren Demirbakan on 18, Hüseyin Sait on 13, and Bahçekan on 10, Mustafa Alperen Hatan on 9, Matra on 9, Javier Fernandez on 8, Yaman Sahin on 7, Nando Norris on 6, Nick Barlow on 4th, Albert J on 3rd, Tommy Rolling on 3rd, on 3, not 3rd, Tommy Rolling on 3, and Jose Grangeso on 2. Eren Demirbakan seems to have 2 green sectors now. That will help him, but I don't think it's going to be enough. It might not be enough to pass Lewis Ferrier for second place. And no, third. That third sector, he messed up a little. Wasn't able to get too much better. Only shaved off around 3 seconds. So he's not gonna be liking that. That's not gonna be great for him. Now it's Efe Erdem Aytekin for his first hot lap around Nürburgring. Just do oh yes, we currently have 2 streams, one English, so my one, and then the other one's in Turkish. You can see it by it should say TR on one of them, and then the one you're watching right now is ENG. There's around 7 minutes left of qualifying now, and overall the points haven't really changed. Not the points, the positions, the grid order for the race upcoming hasn't really changed much. We still have Levent Ipek first, Lewis Ferrier second, and Eren Demirbakan third. However, Eren Demirbakan wants to have another go, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Both Sector 1 and 2 have been yellows, haven't been good enough, so I don't think he's going to get as much out of the car that he wants. Out of himself, out of his pace that he wants. But now he's starting a new one. Let's see how he does around the track now. as Lewis Ferrier is currently sitting in pits, I don't think he thinks that he will be able to do better at Le Mans TAC in terms of qualifying pace, but maybe Eran Demirbakan might, or at least might have the potential to take Lewis Ferrier on, as that sector 1 was a green, and he's around 2/10 of a second from Lewis Ferrier. So if he managed to save off 2/10 of a second, that's great. You're in second, and after that, Lewis Ferrier might try again, but I don't see why he's currently in pits. Le Mans TAC is also in pits, but personally, I think it would be wiser for Lewis Ferrier to now try and improve, try to hold off Eran Demirbakan, because if he's in second, that first turn, he might just be able to take first, might be able to win the race on that first turn. But if Eran Demirbakan puts a good enough lap time in, he might just, take second. And Eran Demirbakan might have the chance to just decide himself as a winner on that first turn. That is another green by Eran Demirbakan. Eran Nürburgring takes second place in the qualifying from Lewis Ferrier. Le Mans TAC is back on track. Might have changed his tires. Lewis Ferrier is still in pits, and as Eran Nürburgring is going into pits now. Efe Erdem Aytekin has set a couple laps now, and he is 10th in the qualifying order. Efe Erdem Aytekin has now taken 7th place. Those couple of laps probably a little warmer, but 10th to 7th, there isn't a crazy amount of gap. It's just they're all bunched up, so you can just improve quite a bit and gain a lot of positions, or starting good positions. Eran Demirbakan is still second now, and Lewis Ferrier, he's only like a tenth of a second, 1/10 of a second, a little bit more away from Lewis Ferrier. A tenth of a second faster than Lewis Ferrier in terms of qualifying lap. But I think Le Mans TAC is, going around again, as Fatih Sertac is now setting his first lap of the qualifying. We have 2 minutes left on the qualifying now. As Fatih Sertac says, 2 greens, but that's gonna be green no matter what. Ideally you want to see purple, but I don't think he has what it takes now, and it doesn't seem like he's gonna be able to finish. He's gonna be able to finish next up, but other than that, he's sort of gonna be down there for the start anyways. Around P8, maybe P7 if he manages to shave off 2/10 of a second, but that seems unlikely. Now Fatih Sertac is not bad, to be honest. He's 4th in the standings, only around 12 points behind Lematipek, who's in third. Fatih Sertaç's teammate, Berk Yakın, is Fatih Sertaç's teammate Berk Yakın is in 9th place on the driver's standings. Speaking of teams, F528, who is Lutz Verrier and Cole Bradbury, has 90 points, while in second is Chemically Yosu, who has Levent Impact and 5 Sertaç with them. No. That doesn't seem right. It should be... No, Chemically Yosu is Levent Ipek and I believe it's Eren Demirbakan. While Alpha Chemically Yosu, who's on third on the standings, is Fatih Sertaç and Berk Yakın. Then we have on fourth we have Dakar Sim Racing with Bilal Akman, and Dakar also has Yaman Sahin. But definitely, not a lot of drivers this time around. This race, as Levent Ipek sets a new fastest time, a new sector best, fastest sector 3 of 29.5 seconds, as he stops at the side of the road to, cast some black magic and send himself back into pits. Now, the race will start soon, so stay sharp for that. We will have a one-lap formation lap around the track, which after that, behind the safety car, and then after that, the drivers will be free to race, and once they pass the timing line. Now, currently, the grid order for this race start is going to be Levent Ipek in first place, Eren Demirbakan in second place, Lewis Ferrier third place, Utku Gülay fourth place, Berk Yakın fifth place, Fatih Sertaç sixth place, Hüseyin Sayıs seventh place, Efe Erdem Aytekin in eighth place, Mastura in ninth place, Yaman Sahin 10th place, Bilal Akman 11th place, Sabri Kuat Avcı 12th place. I think personally, in terms of the back of the grid, Sabri Kuat Avcı, he's very slow compared to Bilal Akman, who's right in front of him. He's around, 5 seconds slower? Now, in qualifying, if you're putting that performance, I don't think he's going to have enough speed in terms of race pace, to really catch up or stay behind Bilal Akman. So it might be difficult for him to stay close to the rest of the pack unless he makes some sort of move that also sort of dooms Bilal Akman or Yaman Sahin to be, or Yaman Sahin. Okay. Now, in a matter of around 40 or so seconds, the drivers will set off on their formation lap, after which they'll do a lap around the track, and then it will be a rolling start as the safety car will come in, and they will proceed on to the timing line, and once they pass, it's time to go racing. Now currently, the air temperature is around 12 Celsius, and the track temperature is around 26 degrees Celsius. There is no wind currently. The weather is only around, has a few clouds, and has a few clouds in the air. Alright, now, the cars are waiting now to set off on their formation lap. If you have just joined, we have Levent Beck, pole position, Eren Demirbakan, second place, Lewis Ferrier, third, Utku Güler, fourth, Berkyakin, fifth, Fatih Sertaş, sixth, Bilal Akman, seventh, Hüseyin Said, eighth, Efe Erdem Aytekin, ninth, Mathieu 10th, Sabri Kubat Avcı 11th, and Yaman Sahin 12th. This week we're racing at Nürburgring, in Nürburgring, in Germany. Now, the circuit, the Nürburgring circuit, consists of 16 turns. So turn 1 is around, around 270 degrees, not about, but around there. That's a Castro S organo. Now there, that's a right-handed turn. That could cause issues on turn 1, especially because it's it's not exactly a hairpin, but I mean you could consider it one if you search if you really want to call it a hairpin. And now safety car's off, and the rest of the cars are gonna go right behind it now. So after turn 1, you're arriving to now. As they're arriving in turn 1, you'll see now what I mean. Essentially essentially a hairpin there, and then second turn, left-hand turn into the Mercedes arena. Then you get 3, which is another left-hand hairpin into around the 90 degree right hand, into 5, which is loosely a chicane. Now they are now going round the straight now, as they turn into turn 6 over here, and then straight into turn 7, the right hand fourth curve turn. Then onto this straight, which will bring them into turn 8, which is the Dunakere hairpin. Now around this hairpin, as you can see, you're going to brake. Funnily enough, that's that turns work. Into the Michael Schumacher straight, where you get turn 9 and 10 during there. Now into turn 9 and 10. Then a little bit more of a straight until you go into turn 11, the Kumho curve, which is a left-hander. The next turn is turn 12, the bit curve. This one's a right-hander this time. Into a straight, which curves a little into the Hatzenbeck's Bogen turn. That's turn 13. That was that there. Then this straight is going to go on to turn 14 and 15, which is the Vito chicane. I'm probably pronouncing these a little bit rough, but yeah, as the safety car did not bother with that chicane, as it is going into the pits now. As the cars are now coming around turn 16, the last turn, the Coca-Cola curve. And it's green. Levante back at first place, and then we come at the back. At the back, I believe that was Ardem Aytekin goes to 8th, now 6th, overtakes lots of people there. As Berkirchen into 4th, and then we around 4 tenths of a second behind Levante back. Utkugler 2 tenths. Oh, that is the crash. Who was that? Berkirchen managed to come out of that crash unscathed. I think that might have been Sabrikova Avci. Oh no, that was Yamal Sahin. Was it? No, Fatih Sartac goes into the barriers. As full course yellow is deployed. Now the cars will have to go at 80 km an hour around the track. Not even a lap in. But that's the carnage of turn 1. As currently, it's Levante Peck and Eren de Mirkan and Lewis Ferrier at the front. The back of the grid has changed to Mertira, Utkugler, Bilal Akman, Berk Yakın, Fatih Sarıtaş, Sabri Kubat Avcı, Yaman Sahin, and Hussein Sayed. Hussein Sayed is now in the pits, so he's going to be way behind everyone else. But they do not need to wait for it, as full course yellow is finishing in 5 seconds. The race is going to be back on. As Eren Demirkan is right on the tail of Levante Beck, and Utkugler passes Matsurer. Now we're on with Eren Demirkan now. That's a great shot of the wilderness there, as the grid has sort of separated itself a little bit now. Currently, Eren Demirkan and Berk Yakın are quite close right now. Around half a second and half a second both. Eren Demirkan is half a second to Levante Beck, and Fatih Sarıtaş is half a second to Bilal Akman. And that is Levante Beck setting the fastest swap. But that's a bit cheating on the first lap there. As he has pole position. The gap between Eren Demirkan and Levante Beck is 0.7 seconds. Oh. As yeah, some confusion with the cameras there. Sabuko Watachi is in the pits. Sensei should be able to pass him soon. But he's still 6 seconds behind. Yeah, Sensei has passed Sabuko Watachi. The gap between Nürburgring and Leventebeck is around a second now. I don't think we're going to see him battle out. Alright, as we're still racing, don't forget that, but Leventebeck has the fastest lap now. The gap between them has grown to around 1.2 seconds. As I believe that was Matsura passing, but I might be wrong. We're currently on board with Lewis barrier now as it goes into the gas and broken. Now he's around 1.3 seconds to Nürburgring. Currently nobody that close, but Batsyakin is the only one currently under a second, around a second there to Hussein Sayed. But Hussein Sayed is 35 seconds behind Yaman Sahin. The Nürburgring sets the new fastest lap. As Sabuko Watachi is still in the pits, I believe, and Fatih Sotach is also in the pits. I don't think that Sabuko Watachi has left the pits since he went in them. Now I understand the stream is having a few problems. I apologize for that. As Baekhyun is 0.3 seconds behind Hussein Sayed, but he seems to be going into the pits. That might be why he was very close there, but Baekhyun has gone into the pits now after only 7, well, more like 6 minutes of racing. Today's race is an hour long. My apologies for that. 53.5 seconds left on the clock now, as the grid is a little distance now. We're now on board with Leventebeck as he's going around the chicane now. This is a middle chicane, if you didn't know. Now into turn 16. Very close to the barrier there, very close to the pit wall there, but he avoids it. That was very impressive there. Now Nürburgring is 1.8 seconds to Leventebeck. That's a lot from him, and Baekhyun is now on track As now we're looking at Utku'gula's pink. Oh, that is Matsura going wide on there. No, that was Bergyakken. That was not Matsura. They have similar cars. From my memory at least. Bergyakken is around 64 seconds to Hussein Said, who's 22 seconds to Yamata Hin. Do not worry on the started. Lewis Ferrier started third and is still third. Same with Lemetipik and same with Aaron Nürburgring. There has not been a change in that top three yet. This race, let's see how it goes, but maybe a safety car, something like that, could cause some issues. But mainly, it's just gonna cause some. It's not gonna be great because this race. It could be decided by the qualifying. I doubt it would be, but that is a possibility. Now, Utku'gula, obviously, as you do, would want to get into the podium there, but he's around 7 seconds behind Lewis Ferrier, so it seems unlikely unless there is a safety car that he is going to reach Lewis Ferrier and manage an overtake. But with the safety car, it's still unlikely because these top three have crazy pace right now with these cars, and I personally don't see that happening. But if Utku gets lucky, it might be able to make a stick. Now behind Utku, Matsura is 10 seconds behind Utku'gula, and around 18 seconds to Lewis Ferrier. Now, he definitely would like a safety car, because if he manages to get into podium, and keep it, that's going to be great for him for the driver championship there. Sabri Kubatabji and Fatih Sertaç are still in the pits. Maybe they're not racing anymore. As Eren Nürburgring around that chicane there, or 2 sets of corners, not really a chicane. When I consider a chicane. But Lemetipik is now approaching the chicane, and Eren Nürburgring behind them. Around 3 seconds separating between them now. Eren Nürburgring is losing time every lap to Lemetipik. That's going to be great for Lemetipik there. Now, pardon me, Eren Nürburgring is around 2.5 seconds behind Lemetipik now. Lewis Ferrier around 2 seconds behind Eren Nürburgring, and Utku'gula around 8 seconds behind Lewis Ferrier. Sabri Kubatabji and Fatih Sertaç are still in the pits, and Bergyakken is now 60 and a half seconds behind Hussein Said. He's just driving around circles now. He's not even racing. That's so much time. Wow. That's surely a lot of time in terms of racing. But Hussein Said isn't doing that better. He's around 30 seconds behind Yamata. Now, it's very unlikely that a safety car will happen. It could, and if it could, it will be great. But I don't think that it will happen. And even if these drivers do, a mistake, it's unlikely that a safety car will happen because their cars, you know, will be out the road, out the way. And now a full course yellow will also keep things a bit interesting, but I find that to be a bit I don't think that'll happen because currently the cars are quite distant from each other, right? So they're not gonna hit each other as much. They're not going to, you know, mess around. They're not gonna have collision, is what I'm trying to say. They're not gonna collide. They're not gonna collide with each other. As Utskugula goes into turn 3 there. Around the Mercedes arena. If you saw previously, there was a big Mercedes symbol there. Now we're on with Yaman Sahin, who is around 5.73 seconds behind Bilal Akman. I haven't gotten confirmation, but Sabir Kuwait, Avji and Fatih Sertac are probably not racing anymore. I doubt they will be. But they're just staying pits. There's currently 46 minutes. Why am I bringing it down one bit? 1 tier, you know? I said 1 minute instead of 1 hour. I said now I said 45 seconds instead of 45 minutes. Next up, you know, I'm gonna say, oh, they're a couple nanoseconds behind. No, nanoseconds? I believe that's the thing. Louis Ferrier has started to caught up Aaron Nürburgring. I feel like that's more Aaron Nürburgring falling behind than Louis Ferrier catching up, to be honest. But all in all, Louis Ferrier is now 0.6 seconds to Aaron Nürburgring. And it is approaching. Now, round the start finish straight. Now, they're going to be going into turn 1 as Louis Ferrier is 0.6 seconds behind Aaron Nürburgring currently. And these guys might get into a battle in a few corners, in a few laps if Aaron Nürburgring is lucky. But I don't think he's going to be able to stop Louis Ferrier. Louis Ferrier's face, I mean. He might be able to stop him with some great defending. He might be able to stop Louis Ferrier's offense. But it seems unlikely that Louis Ferrier isn't going to catch up with Aaron Nürburgring. Hey, but maybe everything I say might be wrong because they're now 0.7 seconds separate them now, and that's more time separating now than it was in that start finish straight. Around 5 seconds, 500s I think. Now into the Schumacher straight soon. They'll be going as Louis Ferrier is now once again around 0.58 seconds now behind Aaron Nürburgring. Now both of them around the chicane as Utku Güler is 15 seconds behind Louis Ferrier, and Aaron Nürburgring is 5 seconds, 5.5 seconds behind Levent Ipek, as Levent Ipek sets another fastest time. I don't think anyone's going to catch up to Levent Ipek soon. But all in all, Louis Ferrier does have, his best lap is slower than Aaron Nürburgring, funnily enough. But he might be catching up. He is catching up every little lap. But maybe it's not enough. Maybe I'm gonna be proven wrong. All in all, though, he's making a slow advance towards Aaron Nürburgring every lap. But in a matter of, you know, in 42.5 seconds, Yeah, I did it again. In a matter of 42.5 minutes. That's probably not going to matter too much. And Lewis Ferrier might have a shot at second place now. To strengthen his championship lead. As Cole Bradbury isn't here today, Lewis Leventebeck should just be able to hang on to second. Should climb, not hang on. I'm very sad. Sorry. I'm very sad. No. Oh man, I need to slow down for a second. I'm very sad. No, I'm very sorry. Leventebeck will be able to get second, not keep it. Will be able to get second, but you know, maybe Lewis Ferrier, he needs to up his pace a little, as it's not good enough currently. And then Nürburgring is safe another lap, it seems. And there's only a couple of laps before they go wheel to wheel. And Nürburgring currently in the Maca 72 V8 Evo, and Lewis Ferrier in the Ford Mustang. This McLaren now, the 720 I believe it is proving quite popular today, as both Leventebeck and Nürburgring and Mertsurar, Hüseyin Said, Berkyakin, and Fatih Sarıtaş all are using it right now. Now, Lewis Ferrier is now around 0.45 seconds to Eren Demirkan. In a couple of laps, I hope that he can overtake. I believe that he can overtake. And I need water. Eren Demirkan is now around 6, I think 5.5, around 5.5, 6 seconds behind Leventebeck now. Utku Güler around 23 seconds behind Lewis Ferrier. Matsur around 15.4 behind Utku Güler. Bilal Akman around 16 seconds behind Matsur. Yaman Tahin around 6 seconds behind Bilal Akman. Hüseyin Said around 30 seconds behind Yaman Tahin. And Berkyakin is, oh my, he is not going to be happy around that, because he's around 90 seconds. 99. I don't think the interval goes any higher there, but he's around 95 seconds behind Hüseyin Said now, as Lewis Ferrier is back at 0.7. He's stuck like that for a while now. Great driving from Eren Demirkan there. He's under pressure, but he's doing better. He's keeping Lewis at his toes. Even though they're not going to wheel, they are currently battling. That was a bit of a sharp input from Berkyakin. That might explain how far behind he is currently. That was a jolt there in the wheel. As Lewis Ferrier, favorite interval of this race, 0.6 seconds to Eren Demirkan, as now we have 38 minutes. Yeah, I got it correct this time. 38 minutes, roughly 38 minutes to the end of the race. Now remember, it's 38 minutes plus 1 lap, as is done with most timed races. The extra lap is to make sure it doesn't just end abruptly, and ideally the drivers know, oh hey, the race is gonna be ending soon, next lap, so crack on. Now Lewis Ferrier 0.51 seconds behind Eren Demirkan, as Hüseyin Said is in the pits. Hüseyin Said is now in the pits. and there he is, stopping at his pit box. Now we'll have to wait and see if I can manage to get P8, but it seems so unlikely. I don't think that Hussein Said is gonna wait in there for a minute and a half, but maybe he will, maybe he won't. We'll see. As Lewis Ferrier is half a second behind, and the Nürburgring there into turn 3. Nope. Now into turn 3. But no, it was not enough for Backhaken, as that is so much time for behind Hussein Said. Hussein Said isn't doing well either, but I believe that was mostly because of the crash. There might have been that crash on that one around turn 2-3 there. As Lewis Ferrier once again is around half a second, 0.44 as during that corner. 2 and then Nürburgring. Now, in terms of best lap, it still is Leventebeck holding best lap. Now he's driven great this races. Like the gap between him and Nürburgring is growing more and more every lap, and it's just great. It's very good. It seems like Sabri Kouadouji is having some connection problems, so it seems like this race is over for him, sadly. As Nürburgring is going into the pits. This means Lewis Ferrier is now in second, 7 seconds behind Leventebeck. As Nürburgring is now at his pit box. Here we are with Hussein Said now. His last lap was a 2:40.063. The track temperature is now 26 degrees Celsius. With the air still 12 degrees Celsius. Now it doesn't seem like Mansur has overtaken Nürburgring, but I might be wrong in a second. But we can see some drivers like Lewis Ferrier might pit soon too, especially Leventebeck. But I think Leventebeck could have a bit more because I think he can allow the tires to go on a bit more, as he's not going to be losing drastically that much time to Lewis Ferrier. But obviously it's his choice. Whatever strategy he thinks he comes up with when he wants to go into the pits, he'll do. But I think from Nürburgring here, he pitches there because he might try some sort of undertake on Lewis Ferrier, who will have to go into the pits soon. As 38.48 seconds to Lewis Ferrier, it seems unlikely. Now these cars, the pit times are quite long, but Lewis Ferrier might have more pace now, but we'll really have to see. And no, Lewis Ferrier or Leventebeck does not go into the pits this time. Maybe this was a blunder from Nürburgring, or maybe he just didn't preserve his tires well enough. Now, with Utker Güller's 911. Now, it's a great portrait. I love the livery on this. The pink and black goes really well, and it's just like sort of reminiscent of the green, Rexy. Sort of is a similar idea, but it also has those wings at the side, the pink bone wings at the side, which are just a great addition. now. Lewis Barrier is around 7.8 seconds to Levante Beck, and then Demir McCann around 40 seconds to Lewis Barrier. Master around 7 seconds to Eran Demir McCann. Bilal Akman around 17 seconds to Master. Yaman Zahin around 7 to 6.8 to Bilal Akman. Utku Galar 2.2 to Yaman Zahin. Hussein Said around 61 to Utku Galar. Utku Galar is catching up to Yaman Zahin. He might be able to overtake in a few laps. In a few turns even. We'll see. We'll have to see. As Levante Ipek is going around turn 16. As Utku Galar goes into the sand there, into the sand trap there, cut the turn a bit there, so that might get him a little bit of a penalty there. As that was a bit, you could consider that corner cutting. Depends on how much time he gained there, if any. And that is back yucking on the side of the road. Now just stranded on the side of the road there, stopped. As Lewis Ferrier has now pitted Eran Demir McCann around 10-15 seconds down, but I don't think Eran Demir McCann is going to catch him soon. It doesn't seem like the undertake worked. The undercut, sorry, not the undertake, the undercut worked. As they're now wheel to wheel. Oh, it might have worked, as Lewis Ferrier is right behind Eran Demir McCann. Now around 0.7 seconds, but that was into the turn, so obviously he was applying brakes there. As we're now with Lewis Ferrier now 0.7 seconds to Eran Demir McCann. Eran Demir McCann's strategy might have worked because Eran Demir McCann has he does have older tires, but Lewis Ferrier has colder tires. That's what you gotta consider here. Lewis Ferrier might have the newer tires, but he has the colder tires. So now, is Lewis Ferrier going to be able to catch up to Eran Demir McCann with the newer but colder tires? As he's around the favorite interval now. He's around 0.6 again. He's just loving that. Eran Demir McCann has that little bit of pace over Lewis Ferrier, which is quite good. As Levante Ipek is going into the pits, I doubt this is going to allow Eran Demir McCann to do much, as they are around 30 seconds behind. The intervals there are, messing around a bit, but they're around 40, 45, 30, let's say 40, 45 behind Levante Ipek. 25, maybe 20. Yes, it seems to be 20. It's going down rapidly now. But 15 now, as Levante Ipek is in the pits. He's not moving yet, as Eran Demir McCann and Lewis Ferrier is starting to come around. Turn 16 now. Levante Ipek still in the pits, and Levante Ipek has now started moving. So these three might collide again. These three might fight each other again. But Eran Demir McCann, nah, I don't think they're close enough. As Levante Ipek is now going around turn 2, now turn 3, with the newer set of tires. Older, colder, but newer set of tires. Eran Demir McCann is around 7.8 seconds behind Levante Ipek, as Lewis Ferrier is around 0.9 behind Eran Demir McCann. The temperature of the track and the air is not changing, so the drivers do not have to worry about that. Lewis Ferrier is starting to fall behind a bit on Eran Demir McCann. They're around a second now behind Eran Demir McCann, as Utku Galar is 0.4 seconds behind Yaman Zahin, 0.6 going back and forth. They're 0.26 now. That might be on the corner there. As he's wheel to wheel, going round the inside, now outside of Yaman Zahin. Didn't stick this time. And is he gonna bring it down the inside? No, he is not. Not on this corner turn anyways. But this hairpin might allow him to, as he goes down the inside, breaks later, and is now get P6. But now it's Yamazaki turn, because now in the upcoming turns he might have a chance. And the 2.1 in 5 seconds, 2.34 now behind Utku. As they're now going in to the next turn. Oh, that's a bit of a talk from Yamazaki. That's not going to help him catch up to Utku there. As we can hear his brakes screaming under braking there. But yeah, I think Utku has too much pace compared to Yamazaki. Yamazaki is already a second behind Utku. I doubt these guys are going to be battling for any long. Utku just has too much pace, to be honest. As Lewis Ferrier is around 0.4 seconds behind Eren Nürburgring. Eren Nürburgring is still around, 7.6 seconds behind Lewandowski. But that's not going to be great for him. As Lewis Ferrier is around 0.4 seconds behind Eren Nürburgring now. And Sabri Kawataki is back, but I don't know what he's gonna do. He's, way, very, very behind everyone else. But he might just be watching from the pits, I don't know. As they say, it's around 60 seconds, around, a minute behind Yamazaki. Yamazaki is around 1.9 behind Utku. Utku around 2.2 behind Bilagwan. Bilagwan around 20.75 behind Matsura. Matsura around 16 seconds behind Lewis Ferrier. Lewis Ferrier around 1.34 behind Eren Nürburgring. Utku going a tiny bit up there. That's not ideal for him, but he should be fine as he's starting to catch up, as he is catching up quite a bit to Bilal. Eren Nürburgring has 8 seconds to Lewandowski. I think Lewandowski has won this race. We have 24.5 minutes left on the clock there. But oh, that is Utku. He spins. He doesn't cross the bait and he spun. And oh, Yamazaki just passes him. Barely. He could have hit him there. That was close. But it is a good thing. He doesn't hit Utku. Utku needs to focus a bit more. Or maybe he was focusing too much. Maybe he was concentrating way too much. He made a mistake as Matsura goes into the pits. Is in the pits now. Utku, that's not going to be great for Utku. As now we have 24 minutes on the clock now. Utku, that mistake is going to cost them so much now. At the 3 seconds behind Yamazaki. Now currently Utku is 5th in the championship standings, while Yamazaki is around 13. Lewis Ferrier is still around the 0.4 second mark. He's now 0.47, 49 to Eren Nürburgring. Man, from that camera, you can really hear the brakes just squeal. That's an interesting sound. Oh, that is Yamazaki. Went out a bit there. Might have spun. But he was in the sand there. That's not going to be great because Utku has passed them again. Now Utsuga and Yamata are quite behind, as Matsuda is around 0.5 seconds behind Yamasa. Oh, here we are. Now here we are with seeing Utsuga as Lewis Ferrier shaved off a little bit of time, but it's not enough. 1.3 seconds behind the Eran Nürburgring now. He really needs to do better. Matsuda is also 1.5 seconds behind Yamasa. 1.56 to be exact. As now Lewis Ferrier is around the 1.2 second mark behind Eran Nürburgring. As these two are going into the chicane now, through the chicane, and now on to turn 16, the Coca-Cola curve. Now, Matsuda is around 0.7 seconds, 0.7 seconds behind Yamasa. 0.6 now, 0.61 on that interval there. Behind Yamasa. Yamash's issues, his problems, the mistakes, sorry, not issues, not problems, the mistakes that he did cost him quite a bit, and now it might allow Matsuda to get into P6. If he does that cycle, that's one more point, and that's gonna be lovely for him. He's gonna be happy about that, because that one more point will be very, very nice. That's a bit of a slight bit of corner cutting from Yamata, but I don't think that's technically corner cutting. I believe his tires were in the track. Matsuda, right on the behind of Yamata in there. As we see a great fucking tires advertisement there. Matsuda around 0.4 seconds behind Yamata now. Now, down around the outside, that's not this turn, not yet. No, I think he's gonna have to wait. He's gonna have to wait. Not yet. Maybe that hairpin might help him if he keeps this pace around these corners and then makes his move around the hairpin there, the Dunklockere. It would be good for him. And no, maybe I was right. Oh, was that a bit of contact? I don't know if that was a bit of contact, but he tried making a move, but it did not stick. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe he will do it around that hairpin, around turn 8. Turn 8 approaching now. Is he going to make a move? No, he's not. He's still behind him. He has not made a move yet. He's glued onto his the back of Yamasa now. As that was a bit of on the curb there. That's not gonna help his chances very much of overtaking Yamasa. And I have a feeling maybe he won't be. The back there, that wasn't great. That curb unsettled quite a bit, and now he's 0.66 seconds behind Yamasa. Now they go on to the chicane now. Is he going to be able to make up some time on the chicane? I don't know if he will be. He will be! That's now 0.3 seconds behind now. Next lap, we might see an overtake from Matsuda. Or maybe, a chance at an overtake that he does not succeed. He does not manage. But I think, funnily enough, Eran Nürburgring might be hoping for that overtake to not be safe. If he, he's actually paying attention to what's happening behind the grid, but I doubt that's the case. He's, racing his own race, trying to keep Lewis Ferrier away. That is contact between Matsura and Yaman Sahin. Yaman Sahin had to go wide because of that contact. That might be a penalty to Matsura. Yaman Sahin around a second behind Matsura due to that, illegal contact there. As Utku Güler is 0.75 seconds behind Bilal Akman. 0.65 now as Yaman Sahin passes Matsura again. It might have been Matsura giving the position. As Utku Güler is like a quarter of a second behind Bilal Akman. As they approach, the has been broken now. And then into the chicane there. Now into turn 16. Is he going to be able to do anything? Maybe around the outside. Utku Güler around the outside might help his chances there. Into the straight. He might be able to pass on the straight, but maybe not. We'll have to watch and see. As he's right behind Bilal Akman. Very close. Down the outside of Bilal Akman. He might make a save. Oh, he had to go wide. Bilal Akman did not give him that much space, but it could be argued that that was not Utku Güler's space, but in my opinion, that was. Now, Bilal Akman is going to try taking that back. Utku Güler spun. I don't think that was a collision. I think that was fully Utku Güler's fault there. As Utku Güler throwing back onto the track. Now, wow, Utku Güler is making too many mistakes for straight. I think this track might be challenging him a bit too much, but he needs to concentrate a bit more. As Matsura is around 0.8 seconds to Yaman Sahin. Maybe he will try something dirty again. We'll have to see, but even though Yaman Sahin was hit by Matsura, it doesn't seem to be actually causing any effects on his performance around the track. As Lewis Ferrier is 1.17 seconds to Eren Demirbakan. As now it's around a second to Eren Demirbakan now. Leventopek is just shot ahead, man. He's 9.7 seconds between. There's 9.7 seconds between Eren Demirbakan and Leventopek. That's great. To be honest, that's great. As Lewis Ferrier around 0.91, but Matsura is around 0.6 seconds behind Yaman Sahin. And Utku Güler as well, 0.46 seconds behind Bilal Akman. It might be, Utku Güler might be able to make that overtake stick again. Might be able to make the overtake, and hopefully it sticks this time. As he's now 0.36 seconds separated between them. Around the corner, down the inside. Oh, are they gonna touch? That's very difficult. He had to go into the side a little bit. That's not gonna help him. But I think Bilal Akman pushed him out a little. That might have been on accident. That might have been completely on accident. But that's complete. That might be checked after the race there. As Bilal Akman is 0.4 seconds behind Utku Güler. Lewis Ferrier is still not caught up there in Demirbakan. He's around 1.27 seconds to Eren Demirbakan. Bilal Akman around 0.54 seconds to Utku Güler. So 0.78 now. Into the Kumba curve here. We're on with Bilal Akman here. Now, he has a shot. He has a shot. Going round the inside into the chicane. Oh, that might have been a corner cut, but it doesn't work. Even after that corner cut, that doesn't really work. Now, a contact between these guys might be enough to set up a safety car, and that might allow an American to get first place, which you know is going to be really annoying for the Winterberg. As Utku is going to try taking back 4th place now, round the outside as again, but this time he doesn't go wide, and this turn now he's going to stay right behind the Blackman. You know, he doesn't think it's a chance. He doesn't think it's the time yet to overtake. I think ideally on this track, the hairpin is like one of the best places to overtake, as he's seeing down the inside. Oh, he's gone off the track. He's had to go off the track to keep the car there. I don't think they'll give him any penalty, but that should be fine. But Utku passes Blackman. He's down in front of Blackman there. As Blackman goes down the inside for the hairpin, and is he gonna make a stick? Oh, yes he does. Blackman tosses Utku. Blackman to back, it goes in the pits, and that is Yaman Sahin, I believe. No, that wasn't. That was Hussein. I don't know who that was off the track there. That's fine. I think that was Hussein Said. And now we're watching Utku right behind Matsura once again. As Glematibek is still in the pits, but he doesn't seem to be moving yet. So Blackman and Utku might get 3 and 4, but we'll have to see there. As Utku might try something soon. I don't think he will. I think he'll set himself great for the straight there. As no, Glematibek's still not moving. Yeah, I think Blackman and Utku are just going to pass him now. I don't know what's happened with Glematibek there. I think he might have the one to spin out there, which is not great. Which means Elan Demirbakan is first and Lewis Ferrier is second. Oh, and Utku spins out again. I don't think there was contact there. As Blackman is now third and Utku is now fifth. Yes, is now fifth. Glematibek overtook him as Utku was facing the wrong way. Now, around second separates Utku and Glematibek, and around second and 10 separates Lewis Ferrier and Elan Demirbakan, as we have 9.5 minutes left on the race, on this race around the Nürburgring. All in all, that spin from Glematibek, you know, I think subconsciously, when you do that much laps just all by yourself, you might start making mistakes, because you're like, you start loosening up a bit. You might try a bit more different, because you have that margin of error where you can try try something a little different each corner. But obviously if you try a bit too much different, what happens? You spin. As Lewis Ferrier now around second behind Elan Demirbakan, around 0.9 seconds behind Elan Demirbakan. Utku, I don't think he's gonna catch Glematibek. Glematibek has crazy pace, man. As shown throughout this entire race, I doubt he's going to be able to catch up to Lewis Ferrier in a matter of 8 minutes. But he's definitely gonna be able to catch up to Blackman. Blackman around 88 seconds behind Lewis Ferrier currently. And now Lewis Ferrier is 0.85 seconds to the to Elan Demirbakan to first place. As Leventebeck is 0.2 seconds. No, not 0.2, 1.2 seconds to Bilal Akman. Louis Ferrer has Elan Nürburgring on his side, right in front of him. He's gonna want to get really close to him. As Elan Nürburgring seems to have the fastest lap currently. It seems this is gonna be great for Elan Nürburgring. Leventebeck 0.49 seconds behind Bilal Akman. Yeah, now Leventebeck around 0.3 seconds behind Bilal Akman, 0.27, around that turn a little as he got closer as as Bilal Akman braked there, and he seems to be getting closer. And this next hairpin, he's going to make a move as he goes down the inside into the hairpin. Is he gonna make a stick? Oh, he's still on the outside, but now he's gonna be on the outside. On the outside. Oh! Leventebeck spun! I don't think Bilal Akman was not affected by it. Leventebeck managed to get out in time into the escape road. But wow, that could have gone really wrong for Bilal Akman. That was horrendous as Leventebeck now drops to P6. He's going to be behind Master now, and Utku 0.36 seconds to Bilal Akman now. As in a couple of turns, Utku is maybe this turn, is he gonna leave in space? He's gonna leave in space, and Utku now down the inside. Oh, that was a great pass. That was a clean pass from him, but is he gonna make a stick? No, he's not. Bilal Akman's trying to go around the inside. No, he's not. Thorough on sail. Utku doesn't give him a chance. Great defending there. Louis Ferrer showing 0.9 seconds to Elan Nürburgring. Currently, the race position is Elan Nürburgring, Louis Ferrer in second, Elan Nürburgring in first. My bad, Elan Nürburgring in first, Louis Ferrer in second, Utku in third, Bilal Akman in fourth, Master in fifth, Leventebeck in sixth, Yamal in seventh, Hussein in eighth. This means that Louis Ferrer is going to strengthen his grasp on the driver standings now. As Bilal Akman is around second behind Utku, and Louis Ferrer around 0.65 seconds behind Elan Nürburgring. Louis Ferrer catching up little by little to Elan Nürburgring as on the clock. Soon, in around 10 seconds, there will be 4 minutes left. 4 minutes plus 1 lap. As into the braking zone they go. Currently, the very back of the grid. Yamal and Hussein, they're so far behind everyone else. But Leventebeck is under a second to Master 2.4 seconds to Bilal Akman. Bilal Akman 2.7 seconds to Utku though is so much far behind Louis Ferrer that he's not gonna be catching up in 3 minutes. As now Elan Nürburgring. This is behind, I believe it should be Hussein Said or Yaman Said. But, is he not letting pass? Come on. I don't think he's close enough, but he should be letting it pass. That's a back marker. That's Leventebeck. It's Leventebeck not letting Elan Nürburgring pass. What are you doing? What are you doing? You should be letting Elan Nürburgring just pass. But he's not. He's making Elan Nürburgring's life really difficult right now. Wow. He should just be letting pass, but I don't see why he is. As now we have around 2 minutes on the clock now, give or take, 2:10. Yeah, Nürburgring still not letting another become pass too easily. Yeah, he's just taking his line normally. You should be letting pass. I don't think Aaron Nürburgring's gonna be happy with this, but it hasn't helped him too bad. As Matzer right on the back. Oh, he caught that contact with Blackman. Blackman and Matzer contact. That's gonna allow Aaron Nürburgring to pass those back markers, but the back that little bit back in the grid. That's not going to be great for Matzer and Blackman. That might affect their tires badly, but it's only a minute left, so the tires shouldn't come into action that much. As Matzer is around 1.3 seconds behind Leventebeck, and Blackman is around 0.74 behind Matzer. Now we're on board with Lewis Ferrier, who's 1.1 seconds behind Adam Nürburgring now, 1.2, a little bit there. Blackburn is also 1.2 seconds, 1.27 seconds behind Matsura. There's no shot Utkula comes around, as there is only 5 seconds left on the clock now. And there will be a lap. Now, it's overtime. The leader has 2 laps to go, so finishing this lap and then plus 1 lap. As Adam Nürburgring now is going to go round the chicane. Lewis Ferrier right behind that chicane. Oh, that was a bit. I saw the back of his car went out a bit there. That wasn't great from him. But Adam Nürburgring now past going round. They now went round turn 16 into the start finish straight, passing the time in line, and now this is the final lap. Final lap of the race is done now, and Lewis Ferrier 1.4 seconds behind. Sorry, not ahead. 1.4 seconds behind to Adam Nürburgring. Utkula so far behind, like 95 seconds behind Lewis Ferrier. Leventebeck 4 seconds behind Utkula. Matsura 3.9 seconds behind Leventebeck. Blackman 1.7 seconds behind Matsura, and that is Yaman Fahin 75 there on that turn. Wow, I can't speak there. I can't speak now. Wow, 55 seconds currently, around 60 seconds behind Blackman. Since it's also just horrendous amounts behind Yaman Fahin. I believe it's around 80 seconds behind Yaman Fahin. Yeah, around 70 seconds, 65, 70 seconds behind Yamashain. Now, Lewis Ferrier, I don't think he's going to be able to pass Adam Nürburgring on the final lap now. Adam Nürburgring is going to be able to win once again. Because I will need to check. I will need to check, but I believe the last time it was him who won. Don't get me wrong, but I think it was him who won. Let me have a look. So, during Autodrome Most, Adam Nürburgring, he got... No, he only got 13. The person who won last time was Cole Bradbury. Yeah, that is true. So now, Adam Nürburgring, that's gonna allow him this victory. As now, Adam Nürburgring is the race winner, with Lewis Ferrier finishing second. As soon Hussein Said will be will get third place. No, I don't believe it is the same side. I believe it'll be Utkukular. Yes, I should be Utkukular. The leaderboard's a bit all over the place right now, but oh well, sure. But these guys, don't forget these guys with stabilizing, but like they're so far from each other that there's no shot anything happens. As Yaman Sahi is doing donuts now with his Ford there. Matzer on the sun there, allowing Bilakman to pass him on that final lap. Wow, that's great for him then. As that is Utkukular going around the final turn there, and Utkukular gets P3, gets third position with that is 11th Impact, fourth behind him. 11th Impact was doing great during this place. She could have got him first, but oh my god, that mistake cost him so much. That cost him, wow. That's definitely gonna be, he's gonna be angry about that. He's definitely gonna be angry about that. As 11th Impact now, as that is now Master parked to the side of the road. As now, and yes, and that is the end of the race. End of the race there. So, as 11th back now. Oh. Hopefully you didn't hear that. So, that is now Eren Nürburgring winning this race today, with Lewis Farragher second this race. Now, once this thanks for watching, and thanks for watching. This great race today, and next week same time, 6 that's 6 GMT, 9 Turkish time.
Geçiyoruz mu röportajlara?
Geçiyoruz.
Şeyde halletsin. Şu an şey bekliyorum. Eren benim yayına geçecek de onu bekliyorum.
Tamam. Onu yapalım.
Şu an Discord var senin yayınında, haberin olsun. Dikkatli ol. He tamam, düzeldi herhalde.
İngilizceyi kapatabilirsiniz ya zaten tek sürücü İngilizce yapacak günün sonunda.
Ya ortak yayın olacak ya. Direkt sen
Okey.
devam et. Sen devam et, benim yayını al Eren. Benim yayında mısın şu an?
Senin yayını yok ki Discord'da. Eren Demirbakan. Yarış sizin için bir takım arkadaşınız ve senin için biraz talihsiz, biraz da şanslı geçti. Ama yarışın geri kalanında özellikle Lewis'i arkanda tutmaya başarabildin ve güzel bir performans sundun. Ee, Yarıştaki talihsizlikleri ve yarıştaki genel durumu neye bağlıyorsun? Ya da yarış içerisindeki bu durum seni ne kadar etkiledi?
Yani şöyle bahsettiğin gibi 1-2 başladı. Güzel başlamıştık. Bu pistte hani hızlıydık ama aracın setup'ı biraz agresifti aslında. Ve hani çok hata kabul etmiyordu. Levent abi de bayağı farkı açmış önde giderken ufak bir hata yapmış sanırım ama pahalıya mal oldu maalesef bize. Ben de bir kere aynı şekilde Çumi S virajında yani patlayacaktım az daha. Ama onun dışında hani iyiydi. Lewis de bir şekilde tuttum ama o da gerçekten hani pace'i güzeldi. Hani hiç hani ara açılmadı. Onun dışında güzeldi, hani bir sıkıntı geçmedi yarışta benim için.
Diğer sürücülerden Bob'larla ilgili eleştiriler geldi bu yarışta. Bu konu
Hı hı.
hakkında ne düşünüyorsun?
Yani Bob'larla ilgili yani şöyle, şimdi ilk yarıştan bu yarışa kadar araçlar arasında sürekli bir değişim olduğu için artık hani genel bir kanı üzerine konuşmak zor. Öyle söyleyeyim Mehmet. Yani mesela bir önceki yarışta Mustang'ler bizden bariz hızlıydı bana göre. Bu yarışta da e, mesela düzlüğe falan çıkarken bazen Mustang'lerin bir tık yavaş kaldığını hissettim açıkçası bu yarışta. Yani tabii viraja, pilotaja göre de çok değişen şeyler bunlar ama onun dışında aşırı bir fark olduğunu düşünmüyorum. Yani tabii sonuçta işin içinde pilotaj farkı var, setup farkları var, lastik kullanımı var, bir sürü detay var yani.
Anlıyorum. Birinci sıraya kendini çok güzel koydun. Şanssızlığını, geri yarışlarda genel şanssızlığını bu şekilde kırmış oldun. Bundan
Evet.
sonraki yarışlar için planların nedir? Sezon
Ya
içerisinde.
elimizden geleni yapacağız yine her şekilde. Yani hızlı bir olup hani ilk bir iki ya da ilk işte podyumda olmaya çalışacağız. Elimizden geleni yapacağız.
Anlıyorum. Başka son söylemek istediğiniz bir söz var mı? Yoksa
Tabii geçmiş olsun diyeyim buradan takım arkadaşıma. Teşekkürler.
sağ olun.
Sağ ol.
Ee,
Şimdi
Lewis.
Lewis Ferrier'ı bekliyoruz odaya gelmesi için yarış ikincisi. Birazdan onun gelmesiyle röportajlara başlayacağız.
Hello, Lewis Ferrier.
Ve
Today
şu
was a
anda e, röportaj için Lewis Ferrier yanımızda. Tekrardan sözü Mehmet'e veriyorum.
Hello, Lewis Ferrier. It was a both lucky and unfortunate race for you. A bit above side and some mistakes you done in the track.
Mm,
So it was a not good for race for you on the Bob side, BOP balance of
Nope.
performance side.
Nope, it was horrible.
So what is your thoughts about the race?
I mean, I drove my heart out and I was even on times with somebody who's usually in the midfield. Like, it's just embarrassing for me, you know? Nothing I can do.
Okay. Is there any thoughts about this race also, apart from that, the current situations?
Uh not really, honestly. There was just I don't know what was happening in the other parts of the track, but turn 1 into turn 2 was a bit of a mess. But other than that, again, it's just tough race.
From the starting lap on the rolling start, you sandwiched between two McLaren drivers.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that? It's a good defense or little bit shady
I mean,
defense?
it's classic turn 1 shenanigans. You know, everybody's jostling for position, trying to get ahead of each other. And like you said, I was sandwiched between two McLarens. After one went round the outside in turn 1, and the other one I just had my nose inside, and he was just squeezing a little bit. And unfortunately, the McLaren on the inside just I had nowhere to go, and he had nowhere to go.
Okay. So your championship competitor Levent Pegis crashed in the race.
Yeah,
You know pretty well because you've seen him on the right side.
yeah.
What do you think about his performance for today?
I mean, I don't know what actually happened to him, but he looked like He was on track alone, so all I can say is skill issue, buddy. You lose that, it's pretty nuts.
I think he spun in the Schumacher S. Exit of the Schumacher S, probably right-hander.
Right, okay.
So any last words from you?
No,
Okay.
there's nothing really to say. Thanks anyway.
Thank you for your time. We are sending you and taking Utku.
Okay, thank you.
Goodbye.
Şimdi yarış üçüncüsü Utku gelecek. Utku Güler. Bunu bekliyoruz tekrardan. Utku'nun gelmesiyle devam edeceğiz. Ve şu an Utku geldi. Sözü tekrardan Mehmet'e bırakıyorum.
Evet Utku. Yarışlardaki podyumsuzluğunu sonunda kırdın. Özellikle geçen yarışın şanssızlığından sonra bu yarış bir tık ilaç gibi gelmiştir diye umuyorum sana.
Evet. Fazlasıyla.
Biraz şans, biraz da stabil sürüş. Pek de olmasa da arkadan biraz gazlı çarpışmalar yaşadın ama.
Ya genel olarak zaten yarışmak böyle. Aslında pek diyebileceğim bir yorum yok. Biraz şanslıydık. Fazlasıyla şanslıydık. Sonunda artık takımda ikinci sezonunda bir podyum yaptık. Önceki sezonda bir winimiz vardı. Bu seneyi de bir win planıyla bitirmeyi düşünüyoruz.
Güncel olarak puan tablosunda bir saniye kontrollerimi sağlıyorum.
Tabii ki.
Güncel olarak puan tablosunda 5. sıradasın. 29 puan ile. Sezonun bitimine son 2 yarış kaldı. Bir şampiyonlukta ilk 3'e girme planın var mı?
Her zaman.
Peki bunun ne kadar gerçekçi olduğunu düşünüyorsun senin açından?
Benim için fazlasıyla gerçekçi aslında. Hiçbir yarışı kaçırmazsam muhtemelen stabil sürüşümle bir şeyler yapabileceğime inanıyorum.
Anladım. Bugün bütün sürücüler balance of performanstan oldukça şikayetçiydi. Sen bu konu hakkında bir yorum yapacak mısın?
Evet, kesinlikle şikayetçiyim. Önceki yarışta da olduğu gibi, daha doğrusu önceki yarışta yaşanan bir olay. Son 5 dakikada bopumu değiştirmiştiniz. Bu yarışta da ona benzer bir olay olmadı ama araç acayip dengesizdi. Bu konuda
Son
çok
5
şikayetçiyim.
dakikada ya bofumu değiştirmişsinden kastın yarışa girmeden son 5 dakika önce mi?
Evet, yarışa girmeden önce.
Ee,
Bu yarışta
evet
olmadı ama bu yarışta bir stabil problemler yaşadık. Araba çok dengesizdi. Setup bulması gerçekten çok zor oldu arabaya.
Peki başka bir söz var mı senden? Ya da burada söylemek istediğin özel bir şey var mı?
Yok, teşekkürler.
Sana da teşekkür ediyoruz. Seni uğurluyoruz. Bir dahaki yarışlarda da başarılar diliyoruz. Rüzgar sendeyiz.
Röportajlarımız bu hafta sonu için bu kadardır. Hafta sonu sonuçlanmasıyla Lewis Ferrer birinciliği, Levent İpek 2 ve Eren Demirbakan 3 olarak bitirdi şampiyonayı. Bu andan itibaren yayınımızı noktalıyoruz. Yayında emeği geçen herkese, yarış yönetiminde emeği bulunan herkese, genel olarak bütün Touring Apex ekibine teşekkürlerimi sunuyorum ve yarışan sürücülerimiz için de teşekkürlerimi sunuyorum. Bizi izlediğiniz için çok memnunuz. Teşekkür ederiz. Bir sonraki hafta görüşmek üzere. 4. haftada.